reacting to with this, because I know this is like a very intense topic for today. But I also recognize that y'all don't know me quite as well, and that it's not fair for me to ask you all sorts of questions without me sharing some of my answers to those questions. So before I walk around and spy on each of you as you guys are think, pair, sharing with each other, would it be helpful for me to like share an answer from my own experience? Is that okay if I tell you guys a little story? All right. So this is what I'm gonna share a question or my response to question number 5. Again, you can choose sort of whichever questions you wanted to respond to, but I'm gonna respond to number 5. And this happened just the other day, actually. So the question, as you guys can see up there, is have you ever felt discriminated against based on your gender, your sex, your religion, basically any other factor of your identity? So the other day, I was actually at STC. Y'all have been to STC, right? So I was at STC, and I was there to see a panel speak, and I was in an audience of only about 10 people. And all 10 of these people were men. All 10 of these people were significantly older than me, like in their 50s. All 10 of these people knew each other. I did not know. I just went to go see the speakers speak. So anyways, there's this panel, these couple speakers up on the stage, and there's 10 of us in the audience. Or sorry, there's 11 of us total. There's me and 10 other people, all men. And we're all in like a semicircle watching these presenters. And then at the end, they ask for questions. And the guy over all the way at the end of the semicircle asks his question, he gets his response. The guy next to him asks his question, gets his response. The guy next to me goes, asks his question, gets his response. I go to ask my question, because I'm like, oh, we're going in a line, that means I would be next. And I get skipped over. And the guy next to me goes, and so on and so on. So I was like, that was weird. Okay, well, whatever, that's fine. So then we get an opportunity to ask another question. Guy at the end goes, we go all the way down, I get skipped again. Continues. And I'm like, what? What is happening? This is not fair. I have a question too. So finally, in the third time this happens again, where it starts all the way over there, the guy starts all the way over there, asks a question, and comes down to me. And the guy next to me goes, and to ask his question, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I actually do have a question to say, and I've been skipped over the last 2 times. And the men in the audience were actually like, oh, we're sorry, you can absolutely ask your question, but we thought you didn't want to talk. And I was like, why? Why would you think that? Right? Like, why? You don't know anything about me. You've never met me before. You have no idea what I do for a living, right? Teachers talk for a living, right? You have no idea what I do for a living. You don't know anything about me. You made that assumption based either on the fact that I am younger than you, that I am a woman, some other factor of my identity, because he didn't know anything about me. So things like that, I think, are like answers to question number 5. And no, it's not quite as dramatic as some of the things we're going to be talking about in the Middle East. But these are called microaggressions, and they do happen in our society quite frequently. And they're usually just like small assumptions or little comments or something like that. Definitely not on the same basis as like female genital mutilation, but still a record of inequality in our country. So, anyways, I would love to hear from you guys now that you've had a chance to hear from me. I'd love to hear from you guys. So we're going to do a little think, pair, share with your shoulder partners at your table, so if you're sitting next to the people. And you can choose any question that you want to respond to. It can be the questions you wrote down. It can be something up here. If my story made you think of something, you can use that. But you're going to share with your shoulder partner. And the people closest to the front of the room, you guys are going to share first. And then whenever you're done speaking, your partner will go. You'll have about 4 minutes to do this, so 2 minutes per person. Can somebody say the directions back to me just so I can make sure everybody knows what to do?
We're going to share with our partner. For 2 minutes, and afterwards you're going to share with them.
Share full fast. Perfect. You guys are great. Okay, awesome. Go ahead and start. Do you mind if I
Listen, the people that are against slaves that have
no, one time I went to
Okay, so that's like a big difference from your family and like these families.
Well, actually, like I put that in my phone, and I put it in my family, but the art put it differently. Because my dad is the one that works, and my mom is expected to stay at home and care for him. I mean, it's not really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that you said that. That like it's not a bad thing, right? Like it's a division of the responsibilities of the family, but it sometimes looks like not the exact same. I think that that's totally valid. Would you mind sharing that with the class? Is that okay?
True to that never felt that way. I can't
Okay, so even if you haven't like felt it yourself, you can like recognize when it's happening to others. I think that happens a lot, and that's like why like talking about it, being educated about it, like sometimes it's hard and it's uncomfortable, but it's super important to make sure we're aware. Exactly, I definitely agree with that. Well, thanks for letting me eavesdrop. Lots of love to you guys, and I'll let you continue your conversation.